Hey, what's up, my little tattletales? I just wanted to check in and let you know what hopefully is the last saga between D.L. Hughley and Monique. Where we last left our embittered hero. He was being a little P-boy, literally going in on Monique for no reason. And here's the thing with D.L. Hughley, and I'll let you know one thing. Between the Monique and D.L. Hughley saga, I was always on Monique's side. Now, I wasn't very vocal about it because I didn't appreciate Monique piping up against bonnets and all that other stuff. Listen, her and the daddy issues, I got my issues with her. But the thing is with D.L. Hughley, it shocked me that so many people had collective amnesia on the type of man this person is. You guys need to know who you're defending. First, let's actually talk about his comments he just said today. Let me tell you something. When you don't want to talk about someone, you don't mention their name. Somebody says their name, you look at them dead ass and then be like, so anyway, y'all got anything to drink around here? We all know what it's like and what you act like when you're not messing with someone and when you're not even giving them any air to breathe. But what you don't do is sit there and give an interview to TMZ talking about we are never, ever, ever getting back together. Now listen, first of all, Monique, in my opinion, did issue an apology. I'm not defending her on that. What she said and dragging his daughter into the argument was dead wrong. However, are we going to overlook the fact that D.L. Hughley tried to publicly play her, mock her, and humiliate her for being blacklisted, then try to gaslight her and said, you're the problem because everybody in your life, when even Lee Daniels said she was blacklisted, and even Lee Daniels said that she was right about it and apologized. See, that's the thing. Monique went low blow. He went low. She went to hell. But everybody's forgetting what started it. Everybody's forgetting what the original sin was. Let me tell y'all something. D.L. Hughley tried to humiliate her and get the public to jump on her, a black woman, and be like, see, that's why your mouth, that's why you ain't never gonna have nothing. That's why. What they do to all black women in power when they're trying to pull them down. The fact that he wasn't successful, the fact that he was dealing with a comic that in her sleep could run circles around him. Let's not forget the kings of comedy. D.L. Hughley was the least funny person. He was. Right? Y'all remember the Kings of Comedy? If y'all don't, go to your local barbershop and go watch, see if they have, I'm sure they have it on bootleg DVD or something or other, right? It's an old school thing, but I'm telling you, he was the least funny. That's the thing. His arms were too short to box with God. D.L. Hughley is not funny on his best day. To go against a comedic great like Monique, whether you love her or hate her, and sometimes the things she be saying be like, oh, I can't stand you. She's like that auntie that's always like saying things that's just the wrong take on things. And you're like, God, you're so funny. Can you stop giving me advice on life? Right? That's what happened. But let's get into what DL had to say. Because, I'm done with you. I'm done with you. No, kid, you probably mad that she's sitting on Netflix money. And on the point, DL, what's your next project? Monique got 4 projects coming up. She just signed a production deal. She got 2 movies coming out in the theater. She got 1 movie with Lee Daniels coming out on Netflix. Yeah, all y'all that said she was never going to work again, and that's why she messed up by standing up for her rights, and Netflix is done with her. Netflix ain't done with nothing, because at the end of the day, right, Monique brings the money that doesn't jiggle. It folds, right? And D.L. Hughley, let's see what this idiot had to say.
A lot of people saw the back and forth with you and Monique, and she apologized. I wonder if you took that
I don't even know who you're talking about. I don't even know who you're talking about.
Okay, when he said that, I said, all right, fine. Maybe you are trying to move on. When you're like, I'm not even giving her air. But then listen to what he said about this.
You only get so many breaths in your life, and I refuse to use one more on somebody like that.
And you heard the...
I haven't heard anything. I don't listen to that.
Really?
Not at all.
A lot of people felt like... I heard people talking about it, and they were saying, it was like the very, it was like, I'm sorry, but
I can tell you this. I work, my family's intact. We just came from doing it to benefit for the people that were affected by the tragedy in Buffalo.
Okay, so listen, I ain't even giving that much air because I mean, this is my opinion. You guys can disagree with me. If you do disagree, let me know in the comments. Just be respectful about it because you know I'm going to block you if you get out of pocket. But I am going to say this, right? How you mad at Monique for her bringing up something you publicly shared to the world? Again, the fact that you backtracked and woke up like you should have, fine. But at the end of the day, you are now taking out your anger and your frustration and your embarrassment for the way you treated your daughter publicly on Monique. Monique apologized, right? And now you have all this hate in your heart. Now listen, Monique was dead wrong for what she said about the daughter, this, that, and the third. But DL is putting 20 on 10. And you know why he's putting 20 on 10? Because, and it strikes me, most of the people defending DL are people that shouldn't be, right? Let's look at DL and a couple of his controversial takes. We don't even have to bring the daughter into it. That was just the beginning, right? DL Hughley opened up and shared what he really felt about black women. He says, listen, he genuinely feels bad that some people misinterpret what's said, but that doesn't mean he's going to apologize for comments that may run counter to other people's opinions. That's funny because you wanted Monique to bow down to the comments she made that run counter to your opinion. But he said, I don't feel bad that I said it. I don't feel bad for having a perspective that's a diversion from the popular opinion. This was in a 2012 interview, right? I want you to shut the F up. He said he never met an angrier group of people than black women. That's right. He also followed those remarks by calling Columbus Short's ex-wife a thirsty after his ex-wife came forward and accused Columbus Short of domestic abuse. Yes, that's right, Mr. How dare you? I don't got anything to say. There's only so much air in the world. Only so much things you can bear. You called somebody that literally proved they were a victim of domestic violence or one of your friends a thirsty bee? This led to questions about whether DL even likes black women. He said black women are like spicy food. I love you, but it hurts in the morning. I love black women so much that all my mistresses have been black. Okay, so aside from the dumb mistress comment, I do want to say that when he's like, black people are an angry person, and he said he wasn't going to apologize. Let's also talk about, besides calling a victim of domestic violence a thirsty bee because you put Columbus Short, his friend, on blast, let's also talk about what happened with the Terry Crews debacle. Now, here we have, an enemy of, a war between two monsters. I do not care for Terry Crews at all, what he stands for. But I will say that DL Hughley is right up there with them. When Terry Crews actually said that he was groped, assaulted, or whatever, literally DL Hughley mocked it. Said, how could it happen? Right? Then he went on to say, people were angry with me because I was asking questions about the answer. Much like Terry's perspective, I have a perspective. Terry's a very big guy. I grew up a small guy. And I knew then that if you let somebody do something to you, they keep doing it. Hughley did say he wasn't blaming Terry for the assault, but he wished the public also cared about black men who are beaten and killed by police. And we can't get upset when a black man is groped. We can get upset when he's gunned down. I just want a level consistency from all of us. I'm upset when anything happens to any human being. That is after he faced backlash for once again shaming people who have been through incidences of abuse. And here's the thing. We can shade Monique all day. We can ride with her. We can be like, yeah. Put her in the ground, blah. But at the end of the day, you know what it is? DL Hughley just strikes me as a has-been that's bitter, that Monique, through everything the world thrown at her, is still surviving and thriving like most black women. And I also want to say that why don't we take DL's own advice and say, right? And to quote the great DL Hughley, I just want a level of consistency from all of us. Y'all, listen, congrats on that thing, DL. And you know what? Yeah. All right, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.